Today I will talk to you briefly about incorporating a company in India. The contents of today's brief talk will be beneficial for foreign entities that wish to set up a company in India, as well as start-up businesses within India who are considering a more formal structure for their business. In India, a company can be a private limited company or a public limited company, and the difference is in the amount of investment that one puts into the company to start with. A public limited company is also a company in which the shares are widely held by the public. I will concentrate on a private limited company today. To set up a private limited company, you need 2 shareholders and 2 directors. It is not possible for one single entity or a single individual to set up a company, as is possible in some jurisdictions abroad. The minimum investment in a company is rupees 1 lakh or about 2,200 US dollars as per the rates of exchange in March 2011. If it is a foreign entity thinking of setting up a company in India, we recommend that the amount invested should be significantly more than the minimum amount to justify the business plan in India. But for a startup company, a minimum investment would suffice. The steps involve getting a director identification number for both the directors, and if there are more than 2 directors, for all the directors. It is also necessary for at least one director to obtain a digital signature certificate. Once these 2 have been obtained, you will first have to apply for a name approval, and to do this you will need the assistance of a company secretary. Once the registrar of companies has approved the name you want, you can then proceed with the next steps. More than one option in the order of preference when seeking name approval from the registrar of companies. It is also important to remember that the name of the company should include or should indicate the nature of the services or activities that the company will undertake. Please note that when you are registering a company, that you ensure that you also would be considering a trademark registration at a later date. After you have obtained that, you need to prepare the memorandum and articles of association and file them with the registrar of companies along with the government fees. You also need to file a declaration from the applicants, the consent letters from the directors, and the registered address that will be used for the registered address of the company. After you pay for the registration, you will get a certificate of registration, and this means that you are ready to conduct business in the name of the company. If it is a foreign entity that is seeking to do business via the company, once the company is opened, it is necessary to open a bank account and then get the money from banking channels into the bank account. Once the money has come into the bank account, it has to be reported to the Reserve Bank of India via an authorized dealer, and most major banks are authorized dealer under the Reserve Bank of India guidelines. After the company has been registered, it is also necessary to obtain a permanent account number under the income tax laws, and you should also consider whether there is any registration or compliance requirement under the Local Shops and Establishment Act. This last statute differs from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, so you will need to get advice based on the location of the company. This is a bare description of the bare minimum requirements for setting up a company. Thank you.